Quatwere, Itahawit and Squish, Alat Zonai, Alat Seychelles, Onumsh, Siaya. I introduced myself. I am Yatahawit. I'm now an elder at Seychelles. I said, thank you very much. I greeted you. That you raised my heart.
Thank you.
I said, Onumsh, Siaya is a word that means that you are my relatives. You're close like a relative, and you hold a place in my heart that can never be removed. Onumsh for inviting me to say a few words. I live down the road from some other grannies. I'm going to ask, there, Gilda, Jeannie, I told Jeannie I'd come stand with you. Come stand with me, please. Jeannie, Joyce, Audie, other grandmothers here. Gilda, Doreen, those words that I put down on paper. I went up when they had the gathering there at the courthouse, hoping to talk and speak to the leadership directly. But there was a policeman between us because we are Indigenous women, we're grandmothers. Our way would be to talk directly, not to put on paper, but so that they could see our faces, so that they could see our hearts, so that they could see the deep sadness that we carry, that those decisions, those words that were put down, especially to our children. So I want these young ones to look at us, and we want you to know how deeply we care for you and we love you. I apologize that this is happening, but know that we as the grandmothers surround each and every one of you. You're precious to us. We're going to do everything to hold you and protect you. The letter was hard to write because I had so much anger, so much rage. When I talked to Gilda or talked to Doreen, I had no words. A lot of my work has been to go around to different Indigenous nations around the world to talk about healing. Our relative, Harold Belmont, my brother, has worked with me for a number of years, taught me so much. He and I, in going to the different corners of the world, have heard over the last 30 years a time when we would have to stand up and hold each other up and know who we are, that there would be a time when the road would split and that there would be a road that would go on the red way or the yellow way, different words are used, or the road that is the road that we're supposed to travel as Indigenous people. Old people standing up telling stories that hadn't even been told in their own nations. Anishinaabe people down in the southwest, the Hopis, Navajos, and over with the Aboriginal people in Australia. There are so many stories that say that there will be hard times. Our times have been hard since contact for 500 years. This now is a different shift in a time where we're called to stand up and hold each other up, know that we're related, know that we care for each other, love one another, and bring those teachings, these drums that have been brought forward by our young men, these songs, these are what have held us all of these hundreds of years. Those teachings are what have held us for all these hundreds of years. Those grandmothers who walked before us, that we stand that we stand on their behalf. Your mom, my mom, Auntie, those women over on Bainbridge Island all helped one another. I can remember when Louise came to our house with a little bag of rice because she knew that we didn't have any. Or when Annie invited me in to the house and said, I brought made some cookies. That's the spirit that has kept us here. That's the knowing as Indigenous people that's based on the spirit of connection, that's based on the spirit of care, that's based on the spirit of love, that's based on how much we need one another. This is an atrocity to be told you don't belong. We belong to the earth. We belong, the Nooksack people were put there to take care of that territory. As the Seashell women, those teachings I've been told and every time I go home are so beautiful. They're so precious. So standing together, let us not forget how much we need one another. Let us not forget our own stories of connection, because this reenactment of what the government did to us it tells us how much healing has to be done. So know that we'll have so much work to do once this company sees how wrong they are, because you will take the lead in the healing. You will take the lead in the holding up of your nation. This is the time for that. I'm going to just share one more little story that was told to me many years ago, that those of us on the West Coast, it is the buffalo that, in one of their teachings, that represents a teaching that we hold a way that is going to help all of the other nations. And that what we have to understand is that that buffalo that has 4 legs now is down to 1 leg. This effort to continue the healing and to continue our songs, to continue our who we are, is part of holding up that 1 leg so that those teachings here on the coast can continue. You're coming, you're showing up. It's a part of some very spiritual work. I want to thank you, Ulmush, to all of you for listening to that call to come and stand together. This is a very, very spiritual time that we're in. And Tony, I want to thank you for reading that letter to the people. Please share in any way, use those words in any way that you wish, because it's the truth. It's the truth of where we're at together, and we're all in it together. Olmush, Olmush, Siyaya.